amateur mixed martial arts rules in the featherweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, making his in-cage debut, representing Next Generation. Please welcome Kyle Davies. His opponent, standing across the cage, fighting out of the red corner, also making his in-cage debut, representing UTC. Please welcome Vadim. Your referee in charge of the action, Mr. Paul Crossley.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we have a featherweight competition here. Kyle Davies representing Next Gen in the blue corner, wearing the orange trunks, taking on Vadim Cukanovs representing UTC in the black and gold UTC trunks. 0-0 both these guys as MMA athletes. Both of them have some Thai boxing experience. I think 7-1 for Cukanovs. I'm expecting this could be a sleeper fight of the night.
Yeah, absolutely. When a guy comes out in the Thai shorts for an MMA fight, you always know to keep an eye on those legs. He's not going to have all his weapons that he's used to in Thai available to him under the amateur rule set, but yeah, he may not need them. Oh, slips on the kick there. Kyle Davies looking to capitalize. Davies got his hands slightly lower.
Davies also, though, has a Thai record, a winning one as well, so I'm looking. It's going to be interesting to see when the MMA aspect like this takes over, who gets the win.
Well, you know, ordinarily you'd favor the guy from the world-renowned grappling gym, but you know, Cukanovs finding out of the UTC as well, another great MMA camp here in the UK. So really intriguing fight we've got on our hands here, Steve.
Absolutely, both of them working real hard up against the cage now. Cukanovs forcing Kyle Davies back in the cage. But I mean, even in these little grappling exchanges, you can see the energy these guys are putting into it.
Yeah, did a good job there from Kyle Davies to try and rip the knee out from underneath his man, but Cukanovs staying very strong here on top. It's a bit of a misnomer, really, to say this is two debut guys. We're obviously looking at guys with a fair bit of combat sports experience. Both guys coming out of very good teams, so we're looking at amateurs only in name here.
Absolutely, amateurs in MMA, I would suggest.
Oh, look for the headlock throw there, gets it. Throw him over the hip. Oh, he's pinned the arm here as well. There's actually an armbar available from this position. He's lost it now. There wasn't an armbar available from that position with the legs. It's very, very rare to see it in grappling, especially in MMA. Both back on their feet now. Nice combination.
Oh, I mean,
Oh, the Liverpool man rocking his opponent.
Yeah, both throwing, but the Liverpool man forced Cukanovs into the takedown there.
Yeah, Kyle Davies landed some absolute peaches right to the jaw of Cukanovs there, and you saw Cukanovs beckoning him on after the first one, not so much after the second and third. He's dove in for the takedown, but he's left his head in danger here, pops it out. Let's see what the UTC man can do from top position. Didn't defend the triangle first of all.
Kyle Davies throwing those legs up high, looking to try and secure. He's not far off it. Oh.
He's going to perhaps switch for an armbar here. Cukanovs needs to clear the elbow.
10 seconds left.
Seconds of the round. He's got to clear that elbow, switching to the armbar now. It's Kyle Davies. It looks like he's just about out, Steve.
Yeah, and whew.
That was close. You've got to think another 10-15 seconds, Cukanovs could have been in a lot of trouble there, because that elbow was, I mean, 51% cleared. Maybe just enough. What do you even say to these guys in the corners after a contest like that? Well, if you're Vadim Cukanov's corner, you want him to keep those hands a little bit higher.
Yeah.
Kyle Davies landed a few shots there that he perhaps shouldn't have, and you saw Cukanovs beckon him on after the first one, and really he should have had those hands nice and high and tight like he did for the majority of the contest. Davies with a very slick, relaxed striking style, hands a little bit holstered, not so much on the hips, but a little bit wider, a little bit further down. He's kind of the same style you see Paddy Pimblett employ sometimes.
Well, he's
nonetheless effective.
He's also given Cukanovs something to think about as well. Says off his back, he's as dangerous. All right, cage door closes. Second round, touch of gloves. Let's go to war.
Yeah, I'm very interested to see how Cukanovs approaches the second round. If he tries to pick his man off with leg kicks or if he goes in for another takedown. Whether he wants to play that game with the next-gen fighter or not. Can't be good for the confidence when you set your stall out to strike and then, you know, lose the most significant striking exchange of the fight by some margin. That's not to say Cukanovs can't get back into this, but...
Another two-shot combination there by Davies, who is controlling the center of this cage. He's oh!
Big head kick there. Cukanov needs to get that head moving left to right. He needs to keep it off the center line.
Oh, that's a well blocked. Oh!
Another big head kick, and that head straight up the middle. He's got to start bobbing and weaving, rolling with some of these punches. That head is coming straight down the center line. Every single time Davies throws it lands. He's been taken down now, though.
He's definitely tough, but you can't, you know, there's tough and then there's eating shot after shot after shot. You can't keep doing that. But again, trying to work into the side control. Lots of space there, though, for Kyle Davies to work in from his back, though. And then pull the arm in.
He's given him a lot of space to retain guard here.
And backs off.
Now he has to get that head moving.
Yeah, he's got to find his rhythm on the feet because he's not winning on the floor and he's not winning in the stand-up either.
There's a bit of swelling around the mouth as well as the eyes now. On Cukanovs.
He's never looked in trouble eating the shots. But how many more?
Oh, nice overhand right there. Landed just on the point of the chin. Yeah, it's all well and good to take shots like that, but every now and again, you take one too many and it's lights out. Incredible chin displayed by this young man in the early offing, but...
Oh,
and again, a nice right hand. Yeah, I'm sure Kyle Davies will be happy to sling punches and kicks at his head all night if his game plan is to stand there and try and take him.
Certainly if he's not as you say, not feinting or moving the head, if he's going to give him a stationary target, Kyle Davies, like Christmas.
We saw it again there. There was a jab and a right hand behind it. Both landed. Just needs to keep bobbing and weaving on the way in.
Davies now, that confidence dropping the hands a little bit. Maybe, you know, maybe this is all part of some very clever game plan. Get him to drop the hands and hit him with something quick to the head.
Well, he's thrown a nice overhand right a couple of times, so he's definitely got a couple of things in the arsenal. I'd like to see some more of these leg kicks from Kyle Davies. They seem to be working pretty well. If anything else, they're going to draw the attention down as he looks to land combinations like that.
And it just seems that every time Vadim Cukanovs gets in to give one, he receives three in return.
And there's also a big difference between these two guys, and it's why Davies has been okay thus far with those hands down nice and low. He's moving his head, and he's not giving Cukanovs a stationary target. So he can throw that right hand, and already the head's gone back out of striking range.
I thought he did really well controlling the fighting area there as well. He set where this fight took place in terms of distance, range. That was all on the young man from Next Gen, Kyle Davies.
So the interesting thing now becomes how composed is Kyle Davies, because the dangerous trap you don't want to fall into is getting a little bit frustrated here and thinking to yourself, well, hang on, I've hit this guy with some big overhand rights, I've hit him with some big head kicks, he's not going down. I'm going to go head hunting in this third and final round, and all of a sudden you leave yourself open to something.
I mean, it really, when you look at the two fighters right now, Kyle Davies looks like he's stepping out for the first round of a fight. He's calm, his breathing is under control. He hasn't even got a shine on.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, and by contrast, Cukanovs is going to be wearing a pair of sunglasses for the next few days. He just hasn't been able to get into his rhythm thus far. He's landed a couple of nice leg kicks. We need to see some combination strikes.
Tried to work the body there and caught the glove a little bit.
Yeah, I don't know if perhaps the finger just
popped out.
Came out there.
Ooh.
Oh, that's a nice right hand.
But again, he ate two to land it.
Another right hand there. Perhaps he's finding that rhythm finally. In Thai boxing, it's not uncommon to see the fighters both take the first round off just to get into the rhythm a little bit. So maybe a bit of a late start here from the UTC man. Let's see what he can do in the last 3 minutes.
Again, I like the fact how Kyle Davies, up until that point, is controlling. He's holding the center of the cage. He's making the shorter man come to him, and we'll see what Cukanovs can do from that top position.
He's obviously happy to take the top position. You know, if he wanted to stay on the feet, he would have just stepped back there, and you know, perhaps he thinks ground and pound's his way to victory in this third frame. Be very careful of the guard coming up though from the next gen fighter.
Kyle Davies head up against the cage, but again, the young man from next gen, I mean, very composed on the, as you would expect, but very composed on the bottom.
Yeah, there's no way that he hasn't spent literally hours in this position, you know, over the weeks and months he's been training at Next Generation.
I thought he was trying to sneak that guard up high again.
Looking for, well, perhaps it was almost omoplata into an arm bar. There's nothing really on it from this position. And the elbow's out and the elbow's crooked, so that's absolutely fine. Sinks back into the guard now, but he's going to protect that arm a little bit better.
Can't be a whole lot of time left. You'd be thinking now, the cornerman over there from UTC, Silk Cummins, and you'd be asking, posture his head against the fence and ring down hell for 30 seconds.
Yeah, I mean, it's a real all or nothing situation here. I mean, he's doing a good job of stacking him up so he can't get the subs to work, but at some point he's got to do something offensively, and I don't think a decision is going to be enough here.
Yeah. Good work by Kyle Davies, back to the cage, walks his way up.
Yeah, looking to create a frame to turn his man. Is he going to be able to do it? Not sure, but he's, you know, he's fighting to the buzzer here, is Davies.
Oh!
Great work to shuck his man off. Grips the neck.
Big
we talked about fighting to the buzzer. That's exactly what we saw. Great little contest here in the featherweight division of the
two
FCC.
debuting amateur athletes in the cage. Very entertaining. I do believe, if you were to put money on it, if you were to ask me, I think Kyle Davies did enough, but uber competitive.
Yeah, you know, looking a little bit frustrated with himself there, but you know, I think the real picture of this fight is being worn on the face of Vadim Cukanovs there. You know, it took a lot of damage in those first 2 rounds. You know, damage in itself, not really a scoring factor, but the significant strikes all came from the next gen man. And like you say, Steve, we're not judges, but I'd be surprised if the next gen man's hand was not raised.
Got to be honest, I'd be happy to see either of these two fight again.
Yeah,
I mean,
absolutely. A lot of featherweight action on the card tonight here at FCC, so yeah, perhaps we see some of these guys coming back and fighting other guys we've seen on the card here tonight in Bolton.
Absolutely.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of action, we go to the judges' scorecard. With a split decision, your winner in the blue corner, Kyle Davies.